Hey kindergartners, it's Mrs. Fandre here, and today I'm thinking all about autumn. I feel like it was summer this whole last week when it was really warm out, so now it's time to kind of back up to reality and think autumn. And the snow hasn't come yet, so it's a perfect time to think about our fall trees, all right? I know a lot of our leaves are already falling off with all the wind we've been getting, so today in class, if we were in the building, we're going to be doing some tree collages. Now this has a lot of supplies to it at home, so don't worry if we don't have them all. I'll talk you through how to draw something like this instead, okay? But if you do have some different colored paper, it's handy to have a solid blue one to glue everything onto. I also used a rectangle of brown for the stem, and we actually cut it a little bit to look like a tree, so you could do that if you have that. And for the very top here, I ripped paper. It makes it look a little bit more fluffy, like a leaf maybe. So what I do for that, I get big pieces of paper and I just rip it to make little pieces. All right. If you have the color paper, great. Just use a dotted glue for each one and glue them on. And at the very bottom, if you'd like to draw a little bit of grass, you're welcome to. All right. But for everyone else who might not have all these different colors, which is totally fine, we are going to do some drawing. And I'm going to talk about how to draw an autumn tree. All right. So for this project, you're going to want at least a piece of paper. If it has stripes on it or lined paper for writing, that's fine. We can make it work. But otherwise, if you can have something with color, so crayons, markers, colored pencils, that would be super helpful for the autumn colors, or any leafy colors that you have. And we're going to want a pencil as well, just to kind of get started so we know what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my other camera here and talk about drawing a tree. Right? So if you look at my paper, I want to keep it the nice tall weight today. Okay, back my camera up a little bit. Nice tall weight. Okay, because a tree is usually nice and tall. So come back over here, camera. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a pencil. If I were you, I'd be pencil, but I'm going to use a marker so you can see a little bit easier. And we talked about how a tree, when you see one outside, it doesn't stay the same thickness the whole way up. It starts bigger and it gets skinnier. So what we're going to do, it actually is going to almost look like the letter J. We're going to start not exactly in the middle of our paper, but a little bit down. And we're going to go down, and it's going to kind of curve into like this letter J almost. All right. We don't want to continue to go up because we don't want to have crazy roots falling out of our tree, but we have this kind of curved line right here. And from here, I'm going to do another curving line, but it's going to curve the opposite way because it's thinner up top and it gets thicker at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to start up top again, but I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to slowly go away from that other line to make it look like it's thicker at the bottom and thinner on top. All right, we want to make this look like a really full tree that is still going to drop all of its leaves. So what I like to do to keep it simple, I like to do kind of a wavy, lumpy tree, because this tree is not a perfect circle because it's got all these leaves hanging on it. So I just like doing a wiggly line. Don't go too wiggly because otherwise your tree looks like it needs a haircut. But I just do a gentle wavy line all the way around my tree. All right, that's our basic tree shape. And from here, if you have markers, colored pencils, crayons, we're going to want to use some of our warm colors. If you remember, our warm colors, those are your reds, your oranges, and your yellows, those beautiful warm autumn colors. All right. And we're going to give ourselves some spaces to color those in. So from here, like I did a blobby circle all the way around, we're going to fill this tree with some weird kind of blobby shapes. Okay? They don't have to be perfect because leaves are not in perfect shapes all around the tree either. We're going to just do some lumpy shapes. And they're all kind of going to be touching each other at some point. It's okay if some are bigger. It's okay if some are smaller. We're just going to fill our tree with these beautiful lumpy shapes. All right. Once we're all done with these lumps, we're going to color them in. And it's really up to you how you want to color them. I know some people like to use markers. I know some people like crayons. I know some people even could paint this if they want to. It's really up to you. But just for example, because I have a yellow crayon here, you're going to go one by one and start coloring in these beautiful lumpy tree areas. But my advice to you is, if you have a yellow in one spot, to try not to do it right next to the yellow you just did. Okay, we want to spread these out so this is full of beautiful colors. All right, so from here, I'm not going to keep coloring this and waste your time because I think I know you know what's going on at this point. All right, so let me switch back to my other camera here so I can properly say goodbye. I'm really looking forward to see what you decide to do with your trees. It's really up to you. I'm excited to see color pencil, marker, crayon. I'm sure some of you might want to paint this too, which you could do little bloop, 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 bloops of paint instead. But all of these can be really unique, just like a tree. So when you're all finished with your beautiful tree, you can color in the sky if you want to, blue, and you can add some grass at the bottom and color your tree trunk brown, all right? But if you need any supplies, or if you ever need any supplies, let me know. I'd be happy to put some in the office for you or send them your way, all right? I can't wait to see what these beautiful trees are gonna look like. I'm so excited. I will see these in the seesaw, hopefully when you're all done, all right? And I'll talk to you soon. Happy creating!